Okay, so we're ready to move on, and what we're going to do is the midship. So everything had a chance to dry, and what we're going to think about doing now is she had hand railings running the length of the ship, and she also had lights. Let me see if you guys can see it in this picture. There is a hand railing that runs down on either side, and there are little lights to help illuminate the deck, the hatch covers at night. So I think what we're going to do is, there's also the crane, the hatch cover crane that we're going to do. And I'm thinking, let's see, maybe we should do that first. I got the photo etch specifically for the hatch cover crane. The hatch cover crane was a stationary object, well, to the midship, but it would go up and down the length of the deck, and what it would do is it would help to lift up the hatches, the covers on the hatches, because they were heavy. Now, I had gotten some photo etch, and this is with a 1/400 scale Titanic. And what I want to do is, I want to use some of these pieces to form the hatch cover crane for the Edmund Fitzgerald. And where are the pieces specifically that I was thinking of using? Let's see. You could tell it's Titanic, see the windows. And we got some of the doors that we're going to use on the back of the ship. And these were the windows. We have more of the railing. And this was for Titanic. What I was thinking of doing was actually taking, see how they got the railing? I was thinking of going up and over the hatch cover. So let's get everything kind of situated. So these are hand railings that we're going to be using along the side. Let's see. Let's try using this. If we use sections of the hand railing, as well as some of the hatch cranes, or the cargo cranes for Titanic, see, what I want to do is we're going to make a frame that's going to sit on top of one of the hatch covers on either side, and it's going to be obviously the length and the width, but it actually has a track where it could go up and down, but we're going to make ours stationary. So let me see, we'll use this as kind of a, if we use this railing because it's dense for the basic frame, then we can kind of do the build, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about as we go along. See what I mean? If we combine this, it should be thick enough. So that should be just about perfect. So what I want to do, actually let me get this plastic wrap back. So I need to figure out a way where we're going to connect this and glue it into place. See what I'm trying to do? We got to keep both halves together. So that's going to be the frame, the basic frame for the cargo hatch crane. All right, in the meantime, I want to address the lights. And a couple of different things that I was thinking about doing for the cargo hatch lights. So just about every 4 there would be one light. So let's see, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just about every 4 cargo hatch covers there would be one light. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and we can do it that way. Now I was wondering what I could use. I was thinking of using wire, but that would be, it would be too small. I was thinking of using a paper clip at the micro drill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to put it right in the middle, right here. And it's going to go just on the inside of the hand railing. So we'll do the same thing for the other side. All right, that'll be for 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to do the same thing over here. All right, hopefully you guys can see where they're going to be. So we're going to go ahead now. I want to try my idea. We're going to use the pin vise right on the dot. Yeah, it should be deep enough. And my idea is to put in the paper clip just like that. So let's go ahead and we're going to cut some now. We're going to make them all even. All right, so you know what? We're just going to cut them in half for right now. As we go down, we'll be able to trim the tops off as we need. So we're going to put this in right over here. Just like that. And we'll bend them ever so slightly. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to drill the holes with the pin vise. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to use, let's see, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 4 more. We're going to use white. All right. what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of glue. I'm going to use the Maxi Cure just because it's going to hold a little bit better. Let me show you guys what I want to do. Okay. So maybe I can do 2 at once with this. Yeah. And we're going to put them into the area that we drilled. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to wait for this to cure, and then what we're going to do is we're going to trim them down, and we're going to curve them over, because if you realize, let me show you, see if I get a better postcard. This one's a little bit bigger. See how they look? I don't know if you're going to be able to see this through the magnifying glass. See how you can see how they're kind of curved in? Almost like a street light. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait for those to dry. So we're going to make it fully cured. So in the meantime, we can start to think about doing the handrails, and we're going to use the same rails that we did for the bow section. So we're going to run the handrails down. So we'll need a little bit more than 2 for each section. So let's cut out the handrails. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. All right, so we got just about 2.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it along the outside of the ship. So we're going to tack it just about right there. Let me show you what we were doing. So we did the railing, and it's going to be close to the lights. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wait for this to dry. Okay, let's give a little bit of an update. We had to wait for everything to dry. So we got the handrails that I put together, and then I reinforced it with another rail. And what that's going to do is that's kind of form the basis of the anchor for the hatch cover crane. The hatch cover crane. So let me show you guys. I don't know if you could be able to see it. It would be all the way down at the aft end of the ship. But what the hatch cover crane is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It stays on the deck, but it can move to all of the hatch covers. And what it is like, picture like the perfect covering. It goes right over the hatch crane. The sides come down to the ship, and it's on like a track where it can go back and forth. And because these don't forget, these hatches are really heavy. So what this will do, it'll pick up the hatch cover, and they'll be able to move them or get them all off so the iron ore can be poured into the cargo hatches. So this is dry, and we're going to work on this now. We're going to form the hatch. So I'm going to use, I have a photo etch bending tool, and this comes in really handy. You can use a ruler to bend it, but this has more of a straight edge to it. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to get an approximate area so we can make the crimp. So this is the same size for this is actually the coal bunker. And what I want to do is I want to get it just about right there. So I'm going to put a little kink there and a little kink there. So what we're going to do, so right about there. So what I want to do with this is we're going to put it into the photo etch bending tool. And we're going to go to the area approximately, and we're just going to bend it up. And just like that, it's going to make a nice sharp crimp. Just like that. So now, I think we're going to put it, it's usually at the aft end of the ship, so we're going to put it on the second one. Alright, and now we just kind of crimp it up and do the same thing. So what we're left with is the shape that we need, and it's going to go just like that. When it comes to the height of this thing, it's pretty high. I'll show you pictures as we go along of everything. Just like that. Now when we put it on the ship, and bear with me for a moment. It's going to go just like that. Now hopefully you guys can see that. That's pretty much the way I had wanted it. But we got to fill in the sides now, because when it comes to the anchor crane, think of a long rectangle. Because you know the cranes, the cargo cranes on Titanic, they're stationary, they have the base, and then they have the boom that can lower up and down. Well, with the cargo hatch cover crane, basically it's just on the sides that lift it up and then roll. So I want to make sure that it's nice and level. See, this is just off a bit. So when it comes to this, like I said, we're going to put ours, maybe we'll put it right here. And that way there we can use, if we need to, we can use the lamp posts as a support. Okay, so the basic structure is done. Now we need to glue the little pieces in place that are going to form the sides. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So it's not open like this. There is actually more of the girders that go across. So what I was thinking, there's a couple of things that we can do. First, we could use railing. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that if we go across, but that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be, it's not going to look meaty enough for that. Now, and I always seem to be going back to Titanic, But I have the 400 scale Titanic photo etch extra sheet. Alright. So this is what I want. If you could imagine how they looked on Titanic, but that's not how we're going to use these. We're going to use them to fill in the sides of the anchor, the hatch cover crane. So we're going to put them like this, and we're going to have 4 of them. It'll be a nightmare. See how good that looks. Okay, now we're going to just wait for this to dry. And what I want to do is, in addition to this, we're going to overlay the anchor cranes to give it kind of like, to give it a little bit of meat. And this is going to go over the sides. So we'll wait until that's good and dry. Again, we don't want them too high because then it would look out of scale. So I think we're going to bring them right up to about here. Here, just a bit, so right about there. These little things go flying. And lastly, right about there. There. So what I want to do now is we're going to take the needle nose pliers and we're going to actually crimp them in. There, that looks pretty good. See, we got the lights all the way down, and it's killing me not to light them. It would be so much fun. Think about it this way, guys. This is a prototype. I got the measurements now, how we can bring it into different scales, and I want to do a 200 scale eventually, and we're going to light it. So we'll light all the hatch cover lights. Alright, so let's do the same thing now on this side. We're going to mark off all of the posts. Yeah, and now we're going to crimp them to the side. Yeah. So we got all the lights in. So that worked out pretty good. I love the paper clips. Again, they're in scale. They might be a little higher. Maybe. I'm not sure. They look like they could be in line. But I want to make sure that they're all even, so we might have to snip a little bit off. I just want to make sure that they're evened out. Yeah. Nice. Alright, that's all set. So when it comes to the deck now, we had to do the railings and the lights. Other than that, the deck is pretty much the way she is. The only thing we got to finish now is we got to finish up the cargo crane, the cargo hatch crane, and then the deck or the midship will be all set. So let's take a look and see if it dried yet. So this is going to go, and we'll bring this down just a little bit and we'll even everything out. But see the way the railing is. So now what I want to do is I want to take the anchor crane from Titanic, the cargo hatch crane, and let's see, I want to take all the little nubs off. So let's there. What I'm going to do is we're going to put that over this section to kind of beef it up a little bit. There. And what that's going to do, that's going to solidify it. And then we're going to be able to wrap the railing around and close it in on the other side. We'll put the other piece, and then we're going to be able to put the other section of the anchor cranes. All right. So while that's drying, let me show you guys what we've been doing up to this point. When it comes to the bow section, that's pretty much all set. We're all ready to prime that. You can see we got the staircases in the back, the generators, all the things that are going to go on the deck. We've got the radar, and we got the bowsprit. So this is pretty much all set. We're going to prime it, and I'm actually going to do my own decals, and I'll show you guys how we're going to do the decals for the Edmund Fitzgerald. Because when it comes to the decals, we have the writing of the ship at the bow on both sides, port and starboard. And then down in the back, right over here, just above where the door is, where you walk onto the deck, it also says Edmund Fitzgerald. And then on the side of the ship, in the back, it says Edmund Fitzgerald again on port and starboard. And then finally in the back, we have, it says Edmund Fitzgerald, Milwaukee. So we'll have to do that. But obviously we're only going to do that after everything is primed and painted. So we're going to prime it, but the next video that we do, we're going to have to do the railings, and we're going to do all the structures at the aft end of the ship, including we're going to do the lifeboats. We're going to put the davits in, and then we're going to put the railings on. And when it comes to the smokestack, she had a like a star on the side. It wasn't painted on. It was actually like a metal star. So what I was thinking about doing for that is we can use some of the photo etch, and what I'll do is I'll get like a square piece and make it into a star. We'll cut it, and then we're going to put it on either side. And again, this is Titanic, but this is also going to be helpful because you can see, hopefully you can see right in there. This is the perfect size for the smokestack, and we're going to put this on top. And it's going to line up with the little grill. It's just going to work great. I thought about using the davits. Let me get it the right way. I thought about using the davits from Titanic on the Edmund Fitzgerald, but that's not how they look. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the postcards. Let's see, maybe in the one where she was in the storm. Yeah. See, she had a lifeboat on the starboard side and on port, and it kind of had the davits with these kind of long pieces that were coming out. Now what I thought about doing with that is we're going to do the same thing with the lifeboat davits that we did for the lights. The lifeboat davits are going to be right here, and a good way to line them up according to the blueprints is they're right in line with the smokestack. So the same way we did the lights with the paper clips, I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to make the davits. I think these are the ones we're going to use, yeah. So these are the ones that we're going to use, and the Edmund Fitzgerald, her lifeboats were actually aluminum, and they were aluminum color, and they had some paint. They were painted a little bit red. So we're going to use these. This would be part number 52 from this, because I think they work the best. See how good they're going to look? They're going to line up really nicely. So we're going to use these, we're going to paint them up, and then we're going to use the paper clips as the davits, but that's going to be in the next video. This video, mainly what I wanted to do is we want to get the midship done, the deck and all the structures that are on the deck at midship. So let's take a look and see if our photo etch is drying. See what I had wanted to go with now. And what we're going to do is we're going to gently fold the photo etch around. That way there we're going to be able to wrap it around and glue the other side. So I want to gently just like that. Bring it up. All right, let's glue this into place. And see how we formed? Think about it as like a bridge for a railroad, like it's really amazing to see how they actually load these ships, excuse me. If you guys would want to, if you're interested in it, I can actually do a video, and I think it would be kind of fun to explain how the Edmund Fitzgerald was loaded. So we're going to give that a second to dry, and I'm not going to permanently mount that to the deck yet, because we're going to paint. We're going to prime it and we're going to paint it, and that'll kind of be in the way. So, because the cargo crane is actually white. When it comes to the ship, when she was launched, she was black. I'm going to do it when, just before she was lost, she was red, and she had the white from the bow up. It was white, the wheelhouse, those areas. And the same thing with the aft end of the ship. We had the red going up, and then she was white from the top up. And the smokestack was actually like red and yellow, and it had a star right in the middle. So she's looking pretty good. You get the lights in, and that's going to make a big difference. The handrails are starting to have that that finished kind of look. Hopefully it's going from what looked like a toy to a model. You can see her bow section. All right, let me see if it's stiff enough where I can kind of move it around. And when it's totally dry, we're gonna push it down and kind of form it so it's solid. But I just want to put it into place ever so gingerly. Let's see if I'm able to. And if we need to, we'll use the lights as support. So I'm gonna even out the bottom so it's not leaning. Yeah, you know what? Let me just, for now, we're gonna use the lights as a support. So just like that. So you can see we got the anchor. I keep saying the anchor. We got the hatch cover crane all set, and we'll probably put it on this one, the second to the last one. And we did the hand railings, and we put the lights in. So for the midship, that's pretty much it. All we got to do now is prime it, and everything is going to be red. Even the surface of the deck is going to be red. The only thing that's going to be white on the tops are the tops of the cargo hatch covers. They were actually white. So let's do a little sail by so you guys can see the sections we did. Here comes the bow. And we're going through the midship. And we're going aft. You can see the lights and the handrails that we put in. And we'll straighten them out as we go along to make them symmetrical. And you can see the hatch cover crane in the back, all the way aft. So my friends, I thank you for watching. because we'll be doing the next video. In the next video, we're going to be doing all the stuff on the aft end of the ship. So my friends, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. And until my next video, my friends, I'll talk to you soon.